Tēnā tātou katoa. My name is Byron Rangiwai, and I am a senior lecturer at Unitec Institute of Technology in Auckland. My recording today is going to be of my presentation for my paper, which is called Māori Theology and Syncretism. Syncretism will never be a word used at the dinner tables of whānau or at the marae, for it is ingrained in a specifically theological world. However, the concept behind the word is something with which Māori are very familiar because we do it automatically. We walk in Māori and Pākehā worlds, and our spirituality comes with us. We navigate, negotiate, and traverse the syncretistic terrain every day. When cultures come into contact with others, their belief systems change. In theology, the mixing of religious ideas is known as syncretism. Christianity in particular is inclined to view syncretism as a pollutant, regarding syncretistic beliefs as undesirable and destructive. From theological and missiological perspectives, syncretism is considered heretical or sub-Christian. In William H. Harrison's book, In Praise of Mixed Religion, The Syncretism Solution in a Multi-Faith World, he argued that positive syncretism is about progress, and progress is about change for the better. Therefore, syncretism is a good thing when it results in an improvement to one's existing religion. In my research around the positive impacts of syncretism on the development of Christian faith among Māori, I interviewed 15 participants, 14 of whom were Māori, including a Māori woman. Of those interviewed, 13 were ordained ministers: Anglican, Presbyterian, Roman Catholic, and Reformed Old Catholic, while 2 were Māori theologians. Significantly, one of the ministers was also a practitioner of karakia tahito, or pre-Christian Māori incantations and rituals. In my research, I used Harrison's definition of positive syncretism to determine whether Māori had positive experiences of syncretism. For Harrison, positive syncretism is about improvement, and for improvement to have occurred, he argues that syncretism should be as follows. 1, align the religion more closely with new knowledge about reality. 2, contribute positively to progress in the world. And 3, sustain and expand upon important aspects of the religion. In applying Harrison's first point, to align the religion more closely with new knowledge about reality, my research revealed that the syncretism that occurred between Māori and Christianity had the following effects. Māori inverted biblical messages in culturally relevant ways as a means of religio-political resistance in the face of colonization and land loss. Māori prophetic movements presented a powerful religio-political response to colonialism and devastating land loss. Through these movements, we associated ourselves with the plight of the Israelites. Te Koti a Rikirangi Te Turuki, for example, was a political prisoner who developed a religion of resistance. His ringatu, upraised hand faith, was concerned with the issues of the colonized. For its adherents, it provided hope and a scaffold for analyzing the Māori position within the colonial context. Simultaneously, it extended a distinct Indigenous relationship with God. To provide this religio-political framework, Te Kooti incorporated elements of the introduced faith with Indigenous Māori spirituality. This allowed people to make sense of their situation and to reclaim autonomy over their lives. By accepting the gospel on our own terms, Māori prepared, by becoming literate, for example, to encounter the realities of the modern world. From the outset, Salmon argued, the Bible stories began to influence Māori thinking. The Bible was a new system of knowledge with which we engaged critically and intellectually. Indeed, Māori embraced literacy and Bible ownership as a means of gaining access to new knowledge. While some like Mikaere might argue that the Bible and Christianity, as part of a cultural invasion, has played a significant role in changing tikanga for the worse, Cooper asserts that our ancestors always looked for ways to enlarge our knowledge base, and that the Bible and Christian understandings were part of that expansion. As an essential part of 19th century Māori print culture, the Bible was instrumental in the construction of a collective Māori consciousness. In applying Harrison's second point, to contribute positively to progress in the world, my research revealed that the syncretism that occurred between Māori and Christianity yielded the following results. The application of Christian notions of love and forgiveness caused Māori to break the cycle of utu, the process of restoring balance between groups in which social relations have been disturbed, allowing us to experience life in new and enhanced ways. This phenomenon is probably best explained with the story of Tarore. Born around 1826, Tarore had been taught to read the Bible by missionaries Alfred and Charlotte Brown, and possessed a copy of St. Luke's Gospel in Te Reo Māori. She was a gifted storyteller and regaled her community with the stories of the Good Samaritan and prodigal son. Tragically, due to rising intertribal conflicts, Tarore was killed in 1836 during a raid. Importantly, Tarore's father, influenced by the teachings of St. Luke's Gospel, forgave his daughter's murderer. This is a powerful example of liberation from the cycle of utu, which would normally have called for some form of retaliation to restore balance. Māori extended concepts such as aroha, love, and manakitanga, hospitality, to include the love exemplified by Jesus. Procuring slaves was a normal part of Māori warfare. In a series of malicious raids on Ngāti Porou, a Māori tribe east of the East Coast, by Ngāpuhi, a Māori tribe in Northland, many captives were taken back to the north and enslaved. Christianity arrived first in the north in 1814, when Anglican missionary Samuel Marsden and Ngāpuhi chief Ruatara together preached the first sermon. In the 1820s and 1830s, the rate of conversion to Christianity among Māori increased considerably. Indeed, Suter stated that the intense intertribal warfare of the 1820s and 1830s was to wane only with the introduction of Christianity. The effects of Christianity on Māori were multifaceted. Some Māori converts evangelized their people. Ngāpuhi iwi who held other iwi prisoners, released their captives as a result of gospel influence. Piripi Tau Mata Akura of Ngāti Porou had been a prisoner of Ngāpuhi, but following his release and return to Waiapu around 1834, he preached the gospel to his people, taught literacy, and initiated a style of battle that was in line with Christian ideas. The Christian missionaries did not arrive in the area until after 1839, and while they disparaged the teachings espoused by Taumata Akura, he laid down the Christian foundations that paved the way for the missionaries. Christianity clearly inspired Ngāpuhi to extend their sense of aroha and manakitanga by freeing their Ngāti Porou captives. Through the charismatic prophet leaders, Māori were inspired by the liberation theology of the Old Testament and used this to resist colonization while at the same time investing in new syncretistic belief systems. The example of Ruakinana is an important one here. Born in 1869, Ruakinana of both Ngai Tūhoe and Ngāti Kahungunu descent believed he was destined to assume the prophetic mantle left by Te Kōti. 1907, Rua and his followers, the Iharaira or Israelites, established the city of God at Maunga Pohatu, as it was believed that building Zion on the mountain would stop the crown from taking land. They built a circular meeting house called Hiona, Zion, embellished with yellow diamonds and blue clubs. This was Rua's parliament and council chamber. The gateway to the settlement displayed the word Mihaya, a transliteration for Messiah, which is how Rua was identified. Rua is considered a Messiah by his contemporary followers, the Iharaira, who continue to gather and pray beneath their sacred mountain, Maunga Pohatu, to this day. In applying Harrison's third point to sustain and expand upon important aspects of the religion, my research revealed that the syncretism that occurred between Māori and Christianity produced the following outcomes for participants. By applying the example of Jesus, certain aspects of Māori culture were enhanced. The notion of giving without utu, or the expectation of reciprocity, is a uniquely Christian notion exemplified by Jesus and imported into Māori culture. And thirdly, acceptance of the gospel made Māori culture more loving. Largely, the benefits of syncretism for Māori are extensive. Syncretism offered Māori the means to adapt to novel ideas, generate new meanings, and most pointedly, to engage with Christianity as Māori. The research revealed that syncretism provided for us the means with which to maintain features of our old religion that have endured to this day, notwithstanding the prevalent acceptance of Christianity among Māori. Through syncretism, Māori religion and Christianity were able to exist together, which is chiefly evident on the marae. I have observed this on many marae, and at my own marae in Waiho in particular. As regards the many Christian denominations that Māori belong to, syncretism has provided the means for Māori to encounter a range of churches and theologies on the marae without issue. Indeed, syncretism neutralizes the need to be antagonistic about one's beliefs. Syncretism allows religions to connect and have meaningful conversations with one another. This allows many religious traditions to learn and grow and gain more knowledge and wisdom with which to try to answer life's great questions. Through syncretism, Christianity becomes progressively more Māori. This is clearly advantageous for Māori, as it allows us to be Christian in the Māori way. Meaningfully, syncretism was used as a coping strategy as we encountered the upheavals of colonization and significant land loss. Indeed, our Māori prophets exemplified this with the syncretistic movements they founded as a way of leading their people and inspiring faith in their followers. Syncretism gave us the tools to relate as Māori to Christianity. In facing Christianity as Māori, we comprehend and consider our faith with Māori eyes. We connect with Christianity with a Māori heart, and we meet God with a Māori spirit. Syncretism allows us to be both authentically Māori and authentically Christian on our own terms. Kia ora tātou, thank you for listening to this brief presentation. If you would like to know more or reach out to me or receive a copy of the paper that I wrote, you may email me on BRANGIWAI@unitec.ac.nz. Thank you very much for your time. Tēnā tātou katoa.